फिल्म फ्रेटर्निटी है ना, उसमें नेपोटिज्म बहुत यूज होता है। तो
नेपोटिज्म का क्या मतलब होता है?
मतलब उसी खानदान के लोगों को ही चांस मिलता है, तो उस लिहाज से तो आप है फिल्मी खानदान से, है ना, आपकी वाइफ वहां से है, फादर आपके है, तो वो एक तो टिक मार्क हो गया आपका।
ये मेरे फैंस लोग ने ना अब कल को इसी की स्टोरियां करनी है, देख लियो। युवराज सिंह
इतनी
को
अच्छी
नए अंदाज में एक्टिंग में देखा जाएगा। I actually called him after that.
अच्छा।
And he said, क्या किया तूने? तो मैं कहा जी बिहार ने बनाए 357 और मैंने बनाए 358। कहते अच्छा तूने कितने बनाए? मैंने कहा बोल तो रहा हूँ 358। कहते 1 रन ज्यादा, बस 4 रन बनाया। मैंने कहा यार आप बच्चे की जान लोगे। Oh, I'll be much better coach than the coaches out there. Oh shit, I should have said that. As a coach, I don't know how Ravi is. I haven't hardly played under him. I know that you cannot have a particular way with every player.
Right.
You have to have different ways with every player. And I don't see that with the coaching staff. I speak to selectors. I tell them that you need to challenge calls. That how is this happening? But अब सेलेक्टर ही भेज रहे हैं जो 5-5 वनडे खेले हैं, 3-3 वनडे खेले हैं, तो वो खुद ही 5 वनडे खेले हैं या खुद ही 3 वनडे खेले हैं, तो उनका भी माइंडसेट फिर वैसे ही है। I remember getting out from the airport and luckily I had my headphones on and I got attacked by the media and they were literally shouting at me. And yes, there were some stones thrown at my house as well. So it was tough times. You know, I felt like a culprit. I felt like somebody's, shot somebody and he's going to jail. One place I actually wanted to run away was from Punjab.
I think there he is with his new hairstyle. Brother,
I'm already
how
here,
are you
man.
doing?
I'm already here.
I can see you now. But your connection is freezing.
Yeah, man, we haven't paid the bills. I'm not making any money these days, so it's not great.
अच्छा, टॉकिंग अबाउट मनी, पहले आप मुझे ये बताएं आप कहाँ पे हैं? वो रिच लोग होते हैं ना जिनका घर होता है लंदन, पेरिस, न्यूयॉर्क, वैसे आप है कभी गुड़गांव, कभी मुंबई, कभी चंडीगढ़, कभी लंदन, सो कहाँ पे हैं? वेयर इज द सुपरस्टार?
हम तो गुड़गांव में हैं। अच्छा। तो ना तो हम लंदन में ना न्यू दिल्ली में, बड़ी बड़ी जगह पे, छोटे से शहर में हम छुप के बैठे हुए जैसे सारे बैठे हुए। I saw the post that you put, a picture with the World Cup trophy, with the Presidency trophy.
Yes, आपको याद है? Do you remember when I took that picture? You won't remember. I remember. It was right the next day जब आप जीते थे. This is at Taj Palace. तो I had the room in the old wing, आप लोग नए विंग में थे, तो बड़ी मुश्किल से मैं स्नीक इन करके वो विंग में आया था आपके विंग में. एंड बिफोर यू वर लीविंग आई कॉट यू फॉर एन इंटरव्यू, और ये वो ताज का एक लाउंज था. बिफोर यू गाइज वर लीविंग, आई थिंक आप प्रेसिडेंट को मिलने गए थे, उसके बाद तब की पिक्चर है.
नाइस पिक्चर.
एंड मुझे हाँ वो आई नेवर फॉरगेट दैट नाइट. उसको हमने शो किया था एंड आई नो यू गाइज वर पार्टिंग. नेक्स्ट डे मैंने बात भी करी थी कि क्या क्या किया उस रात को.
वो तो एक्चुअली अभी 2000 लोग ऑनलाइन डिस्कस कर सकते हैं.
2000 बहुत है. फॉर यू इट्स क्वाइट लेस. अच्छा मुझे एक चीज बताया, आई हर्ड यू द अदर डे सेइंग कि व्हाट नेक्स्ट फॉर युवराज सिंह. तो मैंने सुना कि युवराज सेड कि यार कमेंट्री में मैं इतना शौक नहीं हूं, मैं कोचिंग करूंगा, वो सब तो ठीक है. बट माय क्वेश्चन इज, why have you not considered acting as your second profession? इसके पीछे 2 रीजन है, मैं आपको दूंगा फिर आप जवाब देना. एक तो जो कहते हैं कि भाई जो फिल्म फ्रेटर्निटी है ना, उसमें नेपोटिज्म बहुत यूज होता है. तो आप
नेपोटिज्म का क्या मतलब होता है?
मतलब उसी खानदान के लोगों को ही चांस मिलता है, तो उस लिहाज से तो आप है फिल्मी खानदान से, है ना, आपकी वाइफ वहां से है, फादर आपके है, तो वो एक तो टिक मार्क हो गया आपका. दूसरा, मैंने आपकी एक्टिंग देखी है, अगर जिन लोगों ने नहीं देखी वो जरा यूट्यूब में जाए, युवराज सिंह एज चाइल्ड एक्टर क्लिप है, वहां पे जरा देखे.
मुझे पता था तू मुझे फरवाएगा. ये मेरे फैंस लोग ने ना अब कल को इसी की स्टोरियां करनी है, देख लीजिए। युवराज
पर
सिंह
इतनी
को
अच्छी
नए अंदाज में एक्टिंग में देखा जाएगा।
नहीं, पर क्यों नहीं? योर फादर डिड सो वेल एंड आप भी करते हो। अच्छा, वो शाहरुख के साथ आई रिमेम्बर आप स्टेज पे इतनी अच्छी डायलॉग डिलीवरी, डांस, एवरीथिंग, व्हाई नॉट?
Yeah, the thing is that, you know, sometimes it's fun acting. Sometimes when you, when in my playing days, you know, when you're doing socials and all, it's fun to do acting. But अभी क्या है कि, you know, after playing cricket for 25-30 years, अब ना मैं थक गया हूँ। तो मुझे थोड़ा ब्रेक चाहिए। सब बोल रहे हैं कि यार यूवी नेक्स्ट क्या कर रहा है, कमेंट्री में नहीं आ रहा, या कोई और लीग्स नहीं खेल रहा। बट यू नो, आफ्टर प्लेइंग फॉर सो मेनी इयर्स बंदा थक जाता है यार।
सही बात।
So I think I just need a break, and अभी क्या है जो the things that I'm doing, we can talk about the things that I'm doing right now. So
चले
I just need a break. That's all.
अच्छा ठीक है, मे बी आफ्टर द ब्रेक यू कैन कंसिडर, आई जस्ट गिव यू एन ऑप्शन, जब आपको लगे आपने अच्छा रिलैक्स कर लिया, आफ्टर दैट
I'll try.
Okay. Acha, one thing I wanted to ask, ye cheez, I don't know if you've spoken about it, but when I saw that film, I'm talking about MS Dhoni wali jo film hai, my favorite memory of that film was the Yuvraj Singh scene. जब एक डूब सा बंदा आता है हेडफोन्स लगा के और चलता है वहां पे, तो जो बिहार की टीम है वो वैसी फ्लैट हो जाती है, एंड दैट्स द यू नो वे देव शोन यू आल्सो इन दैट। आई थिंक दैट वाज द मोस्ट इमोशनल सीन फॉर मी इन दैट एंटायर फिल्म, द वे दे शोड यू एज अ स्टड। आपने वो देखा, एंड व्हेन यू सॉ, मतलब व्हाट वाज योर फर्स्ट रिएक्शन? क्या वो करेक्ट रिप्रेजेंटेशन था, एंड हाउ डिड यू सी दैट?
I think it went really well. I think the swag and I don't know. See, I don't know how I walked. It looked nice. और मैं मोटरसाइकिल नहीं था मेरे पास।
अच्छा।
वो ऑब्वियसली थोड़ा और से पॉइंट दिखा दिया गया, वो बंदा मोटरसाइकिल पे है। हम लोग बस में गए थे। आई थिंक आई डोंट एक्चुअली रिमेम्बर, बट आई रिमेम्बर दैट वी हैड क्रॉस्ड द टीम। कौन सा कोर्ट था? टेनिस कोर्ट,
बास्केटबॉल कोर्ट।
आई रिमेम्बर क्रॉसिंग द टीम, and obviously not much of interaction. I used to wear my headphones a lot. I had a Walkman, and those times we had a Walkman. तो मैं अपनी धुन में ही रहता था, because the only way I could stay away from distraction was listening to music. So I remember probably they walked by and I walked by, and I guess I was scoring a lot of runs in under 19 that time. So शायद उनको लगा होगा कि you know maybe we have to get him out, और लेकिन वो जो लड़के की एक्टिंग बहुत अच्छी थी। I think he looked quite similar.
Yeah.
बट उसने जो बैटिंग की है ना उस मूवी में, बड़ी गंदी शॉटें मारी हैं। उसने कैलेंडर की तरह शॉटें मारी है। मैंने कहा यार इतनी खराब शॉटें मारता हूँ मैं। I don't know how I played for India ऐसी बैटिंग करके।
नहीं, बट आपकी तरह बैटिंग लोग कर नहीं सकते ना, अगर करते तो फिर कितने लोग युवराज सिंह होते, बट वो पॉसिबल नहीं है। अच्छा, लेकिन उसके बारे में ना, कूच बिहार जो हम ट्रॉफी के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, उसके बारे में मैंने एक कहानी यू नो इन द क्रिकेटिंग सर्कल सुनी थी कि जब यूवी ने वो 358 रन बनाए थे, तो शाम को जो आपके पंजाब टीममेट्स है ना, उन्होंने बोला था कि यूवी यार आज तो पापा को फोन करके बता कि आज 350 रन बनाए हैं। एंड यूवी टोल्ड हिज फ्रेंड, वो रहने दे यार, आज भी गाली पड़ेंगी, वो कहेंगे 400 क्यों नहीं बनाए। Is that also a true story?
Yeah, definitely that is, because I know my dad so well, and I actually called him after that.
अच्छा।
And he said क्या किया तूने? तो मैं कहा जी बिहार ने बनाए 357 और मैंने बनाए 358। कहते अच्छा तूने कितने बनाए? मैंने कहा बोल तो रहा हूँ 358। कहते 1 रन ज्यादा, बस 400 बनाया। मैंने कहा यार आप बच्चे की जान लोगे। And I think he was actually joking. He was happy with, I'm sure he was happy with 358. So yeah, I definitely remember, because I knew that my dad was never happy with any score I would get, and he would say I want more, this is not good enough.
Anyway, आपने कहा कि you want to be a coach. So since we were talking about your father, शुरू में your father was your coach. And when you become a coach, what kind of a coach will you be? Will you be a coach like your father, जो 5 बजे सुबह ठंडे बकेट का पानी जैसे आपने किताब में लिखा है फेंक देता है प्रैक्टिस के लिए, या will you be a soft coach कि नहीं यार मूड पे है तो आज प्रैक्टिस कराएंगे, नहीं है तो नहीं कराएंगे?
Oh, I'll be much better coach than the coaches out there. Oh shit, I should have read that. No, but the thing is that what is being a coach is very different from being a player. Because as a coach, you are responsible for all 16 guys or 20 people, who are working with the team. So it is a lot of hard work. I've seen Gary Kirsten, who is probably our best coach, and Paddy Upton, who was working with him. Those two guys, like I saw that this is how a team is coached. So I think coaching is a lot of sacrifice, and it is a lot of you cannot. You can't say कि यार मैंने इतनी क्रिकेट खेली है तो तू मेरी बात सुन, or perform like this is how you're supposed to perform. You have to make sure as a coach that you have a great relation with every player, because every relation is going to be different. If you see players like Hardik Pandya, and then you have an extreme guy like Jasprit Bumrah, very different personalities. But then how do you get the best out of them? You probably tell Jassi good night at 9 o'clock, and you said, Hardik, come on, let's go for a drink at 10 o'clock. So, you have to manage every player differently and get the best out of them. A lot of coaches don't understand that players who are not able to perform, what are the reasons that they're not able to perform on field? Because off field, there are a lot of things going out. Right. So with Paddy Upton, we could really discuss things or fears outside cricket. So I think the coach, international coach, आपको कितनी technique सिखा सकता है? आपको वो जान नहीं सकता. You are playing international, you already are so skillful.
Correct.
But the only way he can best out of you is obviously spending time with you and getting you out of, if you're having a bad patch, how to get you out of that. वो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो practice से होगा. Maybe it can, like I remember like when Zaheer Khan came back from his injury, Zach was struggling, and Gary took him to the ground and took him to the center of the wicket and took him on the side and chal ke tu just bowling dal, leg stump pe gir rahi hai, off stump pe gir rahi hai, don't worry, just have a feel of coming back to cricket. And I remember Zach first innings didn't bowl really well, but in the second innings he came back and took 5 wickets against Sri Lanka and won the test match for us. So I think player or coach ka relationship is very important. Agar aap player, but you cannot also be a yes man all the time, because if you're not challenging your captain or if you're not challenging your player, then you probably are not telling him where he's falling. So I think as a coach, it's very important that you put yourself in player's shoes and understand कि यार ये जो player है, ये probably perform नहीं कर पा रहा because something is going outside, not because he's not. If he's batting for an hour, if he's training for 2 hours, if he's putting in the hard work, the results are not coming. But there are times when mentally he's struggling. So that's why I feel कि अभी जो लड़के हैं, mental side पे कोई बात करने वाला ही नहीं है. We don't have any guys like Rishabh Pant, guys like Prithvi Shaw. They are so talented, and obviously, unfortunately, scrutiny bhi itni zyada hai because social media, the media, so many channels. One game you fail, it feels like you failed the series. So there's nobody like to talk to them mentally. Ke yaar, what's going on? How can we get better? Or probably don't do this or don't do that. Share your experiences. So I really think ये मैं actually हर बार बोल चुका हूँ कि एक अच्छा psychologist चाहिए हमें. टीम के साथ. But वो psychologist should be, players should respect that guy, not somebody like, if you put somebody who's not from that department, the players might not respect that, because younger players actually, जब हम बड़े हो रहे होते हैं तो हम नहीं सुनते, हमें लगता है हमको माँ बाप से भी ज्यादा पता है, हमको कोचेस से भी ज्यादा पता है. So I think coaching is a very big task to be a really good coach.
I would expect, क्योंकि आप ये बता रहे हैं एक कोच का काम है प्लेयरों से बात करना है. I would expect the current coach in Ravi Shastri, because वो प्लेयर भी रह चुके हैं पहले, प्लस आपके सीनियर भी हैं, आप दोनों के बीच बैंटर मैं देखता हूँ, जूनियर सीनियर का ट्विटर में कभी कभी बैंटर चलता है. तो एज अ सीनियर उनको तो एटलीस्ट पता होना चाहिए कि भाई एक प्लेयर जब सिचुएशन में है तो उसको कैसे हैंडल करना चाहिए, बीइंग अ फॉर्मर प्लेयर हिमसेल्फ.
आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं कि वो नहीं हैंडल कर पा रहे? व्हाट इज योर क्वेश्चन? आई एम नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग.
नहीं, मैं आई वांट टू नो, जैसे आप कह रहे हो ना आजकल के टाइम जैसे लड़के हैं शायद उनको उतनी अच्छे से केयर नहीं मिल पा रहा, जैसे आपने ऋषभ पंत का एग्जांपल दिया या किसी और का एग्जांपल दिया. तो एज एन आउटसाइडर मैं जैसे हु ऑब्जर्व्स थिंग्स फ्रॉम आउटसाइड, हमें लगेगा कि अगर ऐसा हो रहा है तो एक फॉर्मर प्लेयर अगर कोच है तो शायद मदद मिल जाए, कैन बी लुक्ड आफ्टर. क्या ये एक ऑप्शन नहीं है एज अ कोच? अगर फॉर्मर प्लेयर होता है वो बात कर सकता है, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड.
No, I'm sure under Ravi Shastri, players have done really well. They won in Australia and they done quite well. But my point is that you can, as a coach, I don't know how Ravi is. I haven't hardly played under him. I know that you cannot have a particular way with every player.
Right.
You have to have different ways with every player. And I don't see that with the coaching staff. I mean, you have guys like Vikram Rathore. I mean, he's been my senior. Yeah. He's been a mentor at times when I was playing state. But to due all respect, if someone has not played cricket at that level for a longer time, the younger generation, which is more prone to T20 and 50 over, what are you going to tell them? Vikram Rathore might tell them that technique or how to hit the ball. But there's nobody to work on the mental side. The captain can only do so much. The coach can only do so much. That's why I'm saying that you need a psychologist who actually talks to players after a particular session or that. मैं कह रहा हूँ कोच सारा टाइम ये काम नहीं कर सकता, कोच को और 10 काम नहीं करने हैं. बट आई फील कि आप एक ही तरीके से सब प्लेयर से बात नहीं कर सकते कि ओ जाओ और खुल के खेलो. You can tell Virender Sehwag, go and play your game. But you can't tell Cheteshwar Pujara, go and play your game. Go play like Sehwag or tell Sehwag to play like Pujara. So everybody has a different way of expressing themselves on the field. But how do you get the best out of that guy to express himself on the field?
Right.
So I just felt that, big example in the World Cup 2019. Like, I don't understand that what is the thinking in the middle order. They think that, okay, Virat Kohli scoring a lot of runs, Rohit Sharma scoring a lot of runs. They're taking guys, Vijay Shankar at number 4 and Rishabh Pant replaced him. The guys have played 4, 5 games in the World Cup. I mean, before World Cup.
Yeah.
And they don't perform in current situations, and you start scrutinizing them. So what is that planning? Like Raidu, he was playing for India for a year after I got dropped. He scored 90 in New Zealand. Then they dropped him last minute. So I'm just saying that, somebody needs to be challenging these calls. Okay, bhai, ye kya ho raha hai? How can you can't do that to a player. Amity Raidu, who scored 90 in New Zealand, comes to India, fails 3 innings against Australia. He's not in the World Cup squad. Why? Because he didn't have a good IPL.
So just to get an idea, Yuvi, who in your time, in your setup, who usually challenges? कई बार होता है कि आप भी जब खेल रहे थे, हो सकता है not all calls were right. जब ऐसे calls होते हैं, who challenge? Is it the captain who usually challenges such calls, or a vice captain? कैसा होता है टीम का setup?
Oh, I mean, we didn't have from 2003 World Cup when we came this side. Me and Caf went to the World Cup. Playing almost 50-60 ODIs. I had played about 60 ODIs. Cav had about 40 ODIs. So we went with some experience. But you can't go into a World Cup with the guys who played 5 ODI games and 3 ODI games. So I'm just saying there has to be a thought process going into such a big World Cup. Like now, if the T20 World Cup happens, मतलब वो प्लेयरों को जाना चाहिए ना जो क्रिकेट खेलते आ रहे हैं और खेले हुए हैं. सडनली लास्ट मोमेंट में तुम कह दोगे जी चलो मैं ये प्लेयर लेके जाना है बिकॉज मुझे ये बहुत पसंद है, तो ना तो उस पे फेयर है, टीम पर फेयर है, and it's not fair on the guy who's been dropped instead of him. Because I don't think, I mean, that's why when I speak to selectors, I tell them that you need to challenge calls. That how is this happening? But अब सेलेक्टर ही भेज रहे हैं जो 5-5 वनडे खेले हैं, 3-3 वनडे खेले हैं, तो वो खुद ही 5 वनडे खेले हैं या खुद ही 3 वनडे खेले हैं, तो उनका भी माइंडसेट फिर वैसे ही है. So these kind of things never happened when Saurav was captain or Mahi at the time also. You know, when we played 2011 World Cup, we had a very experienced team. In 2003 World Cup, we had a decently experienced team. Our seniors were very experienced. And the new guys were pretty me, Kaf and Mongia. तो मतलब आप अभी भी T20 वर्ल्ड कप के लिए जाओगे, आप नई टीम उठा के थोड़ा लेके जा सकते हो, पर कोई पता नहीं इनका शायद नई टीम भी उठा के ले जाए कि नहीं यार मेरे को ये बंदा पसंद है, ये क्या शॉटे मारा नेट में, इसको ले जाते हैं अभी.
वो तो अच्छा हुआ आईपीएल नहीं हुई, नहीं तो ऐसा भी हो जाता है जैसे आपने कहा 2 आईपीएल इनिंग देख के भी कई बार हमने देखा है टीम में आ जाते हैं लोग. एनीवे मैं अपना आपके पर्सनल 3 नॉक्स के बारे में बात करना चाहता हूँ. 2 उनमें से ऐसे हैं जो मेमोरेबल है, एक जो इतना मेमोरेबल नहीं है. तो मैं पहले 2 मेमोरेबल वाले से बात करता हूँ. वन इज दैट 2011 चेज जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ आपने 50 बनाया. दूसरा इन दैट पाकिस्तान चेज इन 2003 इन सेंचुरियन. मैं ये 2 नॉक्स इसलिए चूज कर रहा हूं क्योंकि जब भी युवराज से बात होती है एवरीवन टॉक्स अबाउट हिज 2007 T20 वर्ल्ड कप नॉक्स, 6 छक्के, नेट वेस्ट वाला नॉक, नायरोबी वाला डेब्यू, ये सब तो है फेमस. लेकिन आपको लगता है ये जो नॉक्स 2 मैंने बताए, ऑस्ट्रेलिया के साथ वर्ल्ड कप चेज, 2003 पाकिस्तान के साथ वर्ल्ड कप चेज, जो कॉन्टेक्स्ट था, जो सिचुएशन थी, ये उतने अप्रिशिएट नहीं किए जाते जितने आपने उस टाइम जिस प्रेशर में खेला था. हाउ डू यू सी दीज 2 नॉक्स?
Obviously when you start from, say if you start 2003 against Pakistan, एक तो from my debut in 2000 till 2003 हम पाकिस्तान के साथ कोई मैच खेले नहीं थे because of whatever issues. And then suddenly you look at the bowling, it's Shoaib Akhtar, it's Wasim Akram, it's Waqar Younis, Abdur Razak, and Shahid Afridi as spinner, and you luckily first game I played Bretley in 2000, so I played that kind of pace, but it was quite nervous. I remember it was I couldn't sleep really well. और मुझे याद है जब मैं बैटिंग करने जा रहा था सचिन आउट
हुआ था. करेक्ट. शोएब की बॉल
को बाउंसर पर 98 पर.
करेक्ट.
मतलब Sachin was literally running through their attack. And when I was walking, I remember the Indian crowd cheering, and I remember the Pakistani crowd booing, which actually made me more nervous. And Shoaib Akhtar was bowling 152, 153, 150, and first ball मुझे जाके खेलना था उसका, तो I was pretty nervous. And I remember first block तो खुद ही आके लगी बैट पे, and second ball I just blocked the ball, and the ball just raced to the boundary. And I think the speed, sometimes I look at speed, it was like 150 plus 152 या 153 की speed पे वो चौका गया. So I was quite nervous, and also there was a lot of chat going on between India and Pakistan guys. We're having a go at each other all the time, and that kind of pressure. And then when the game went on, obviously the wicket was really good, and I felt that I hit the ball, really well with. I had time to have that partnership, but the moment I gained momentum, I just expressed myself. And I remember when Wasim Akram came to bowl, तब तक मैं 40 या 45 पे बैटिंग कर रहा था. And I was struggling to him because I was not time to bat, and I was like, he's been my favorite bowler, तो वो भी था थोड़ा दिमाग में. एक रन लिया और मैं Rahul Dravid played the all over to him. So that pressure went away, but I just as a young kid, just went and expressed myself. And it was a great win for us because that time 270, 280 was a big score in one day cricket with one new ball. बिकॉज बॉल बाद में रिवर्स होता होता था तो हमारे लिए वो बहुत बड़ी विक्ट्री थी, बहुत सेटिस्फाइंग थी. और मेरे लिए बहुत सेटिस्फाइंग था कि आई फेल्ट दैट in these kind of situations if I can play like that, then I'm supposed to be here. And then going to 2011 World Cup, again a very pressure game. That time obviously the mind was there but the body was not, because I was really struggling with my coughing and not breathing. And same kind of pressure. It was Sean Tate, Brett Lee, and all these Mitchell Johnson. So these guys all were like 150 plus. But good thing was it was a slower wicket, and it was a kind of situation where pressure. It was a bit too much because I knew that we lost to them. इनसे हार गए 2003 World Cup final में, and it played over the years that if you want to win the World Cup, you have to clear. So that was back of mind for so many years. And then obviously Gauti ke baad when Mahi got out, and I was like, and Dhoni while walking he said that Shabash Yuvi. So he's never said that. Every time he's gotten out before me. So the pressure I felt a bit more. And then obviously Raina came. It was Raina's second game in the tournament. Like he hadn't got a hit. So I just thought that I'm just going to play down the ground. ऊपर ball नहीं मारूंगा, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ पे अगर मैं out हो गया तो game's over. I just kept my nerves and I just felt just keep on hitting the ball straight. And I remember Raina I think hit Lee for a 6, and then he hit one boundary, so the pressure completely turned to the opposition, and I just just went on and just till the end. I can't really justify the emotion when we won the game. It was actually like we won the World Cup. Correct. Now we can win the World Cup. The feeling was like now we can win the World Cup from here.
The other inning that I wanted to talk to you about, as I said, ये दो memorable थी, एक जो memorable नहीं थी. This was the 2014 World T20 final versus Sri Lanka. Now, what I wanted to know from you, उससे पहले तक Yuvraj Singh was Superman. I mean, he was one man who couldn't do anything wrong in international cricket, and fans also felt like that, like myself. That I think was the first game जिसमें इंडिविजुअल क्रिटिसिज्म हुई होगी युवराज सिंह के. मैंने कुछ रिपोर्ट्स पढ़ी जिसमें कहा चंडीगढ़ के घर में लोगों ने पत्थर भी फेंके. हाउ डिड यू फील कि आई एज अ प्लेयर हैव डन सो मच फॉर द कंट्री, और अगर एक परफॉर्मेंस नहीं होती व्हिच इज पार्ट ऑफ द स्पोर्ट, हाउ डिड यू पर्सनली डील विद दैट एंड हाउ डिड यू कम आउट ऑफ दैट डिसअपॉइंटमेंट?
No, first of all I take full responsibility of that day, that I didn't play well, and like 1 or 2 overs, lot of dot balls went. But I remember Malinga bowled like 6 really good Yorkers, and neither myself nor MS nor Virat could get away from it.
Correct.
But every time they ask me about this, I always take full responsibility that I didn't play well that day. Unfortunately, that day it was a World Cup final. If it was any other game or any other tournament, like I've seen a lot of players scoring 11 runs or 20 balls in IPL games where, then the next game. So unfortunately, World Cup final tha, to scrutiny bahut zyada ho gayi. And obviously, I felt that day that, like, I remember they who refused to talk to me, and the comments that were made about me and my career. And pretty much when I got back home, it felt like I was a villain.
Yeah.
And I remember getting out from the airport, and luckily I had my headphones on, and I got attacked by the media, and they were literally shouting at me. And yes, there were some stones thrown at my house as well. So it was tough times. I felt like I felt like a culprit. I felt like somebody's, shot somebody and he's going to jail. It was quite a sad feeling in my career, but I bounced back from it, and I still remember how I felt in that moment. And you know, in a player's career, you won the T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
You've been given credit. You won the 2011 World Cup. You get some credit. But when you lose a World Cup, all the criticism comes onto you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When you win, you don't get that credit. But when you lose, all the criticism comes onto you. Like the other guys, I remember in the end were also not able to hit.
Yeah.
But obviously because I had scored like 11 runs of 20, 21 balls. So criticism came everything onto me.
Yeah.
So I remember Sachin making a tweet that day, later in the day, and and people actually understood. People calmed down, the media calmed down. But I just went home. I remember I went home. I had a 6-6's bat. I remember I put my India cap on that 6-6's bat, and I thought my career was over.
But see, as you said, you've been a champion, a guy who's always bounced back from tough situations. Okay, final two questions I'll ask you before I let you go. ये IPL से जुड़े हैं. एक पहला तो ये मैं जानना चाहता हूँ आप I think you're one of the players who's played for the maximum amount of IPL teams. तो किस IPL टीम में खेलते हुए आपको सबसे ज्यादा मजा आया और कहाँ आपको थोड़ा अनकंफर्टेबल लगा कि जितनी जल्दी हो नेक्स्ट सीजन में कहीं और चले जाऊं तो बेटर है?
I really enjoyed playing for Pune. Pune Warriors, I really enjoyed that. Even though we were not winning, but I felt we had some great teammates. Sara Shri, our owner, was fantastic. Even though we were not winning. Then when I went to RCB, I really enjoyed my season over there because I had probably the best IPL season.
Yeah.
And I was looking forward to play the next year for RCB as well. They put me in the auction, and they wanted to probably buy me again, and then that didn't work out. Then I went to Delhi. So I never got the opportunity to play at one franchise for more than 3 or 4 years because. So, see guys like Dhoni and Virat, they played Rohit, they played for one franchise for so many years. So now our base banta hai, you get used to conditions, so you can prepare well every year. And every year I was moving, I was going in the auction, and couldn't really settle. One place I actually wanted to run away was from Punjab after 3 years.
But the crowd loved you there.
The crowd loved me, but the management, there were a lot of false accusations on me. And every time I wanted a player, they didn't give me my players. And it was amazing when I left, they had bought those same players when I left. So I think support, but otherwise, it was just like, captain is just naam ka captain. So I was actually happy to leave Punjab, and I loved Punjab. I love playing for Punjab, but I just wanted to get away from that franchise.
Okay, last question, and since we are talking about Kings 11 Punjab, I'll talk about a batsman who's playing for Kings 11 abhi, KL Rahul. Recently, unse pucha gaya KL se ki, who do you think can break Yuvraj Singh's record of fastest 15 T20 जो उन्होंने 12 बॉलों में बनाया था? So KL replied saying that would be me with a smiley. मतलब मजाक करते हुए उन्होंने कहा. Recently Jofra Archer also said कि भाई the toughest batsman that I have to bowl in T20 आप लोग रोहित की बात करते हो, विराट की बात करते हो, लेकिन मुझे KL बहुत tough लगता है bowling करने में T20 में. But if I was to ask you, who do you think is that one guy who can break your record of that fastest 15?
दो बंदे जो मुझे लगता था कर सकते हैं वो तो ऑलमोस्ट वर्ज ऑफ रिटायरमेंट पे, एक हो गया एक नहीं हुआ, क्रिस गेल एंड एबी डिविलियर्स. KL definitely can do it because KL has scored 50 or 14 balls
14
in the IPL. But scoring a 50 in international cricket is different. Scoring a 50 in IPL is different because in international cricket, in IPL you probably get two quality bowlers, and then so so I just feel that they're different levels. But I think KL definitely has a potential. I feel Hardik has a potential. I feel Hardik is somebody who's got amazing talent, phenomenal talent, but probably somebody, again, as I said, needs to work with his head, where his head is. He's such a hardworking guy. He's a nice guy, and he hits the ball like spectacular. I was Mumbai Indians last year, and he got 90 odd of 30 balls. It was phenomenal inning. He can actually be the next big all rounder for India, but crunch time पे performances नहीं आती. वो इसलिए नहीं आती because he's a big hitter. He likes to big hits, but when he starts to know when to take a single or double and when to hit those big sixes, then he will actually evolve as a better player. So I think Hardik has massive potential to be a world-class player. If somebody really works on his mind, he can be a serious asset till we get to the next World Cup.
Okay, brother. Thank you so much. I hope when this gets over, I'll come over to your house and see the Lamborghini. पता नहीं है या नहीं अभी the yellow one. Is it still there?
Lamborghini के दिन गए. अब ये हमारे यंग लड़के चला रहे हैं Lamborghini. इसके पास से अब Lamborghini.
ठीक है. Okay. Thanks, brother. Thank you so much.
See you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.